The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind was my first experience in creating a class. Taking different attributes and skills and other character traits and using them to make a person, but not just a person in the sense we often think of, being happy, being sad, or having a particular temperament, but actually like deciding what the balance of that person's power is in a technical sense, with a variety of skills and attributes. Very awakening, in fact. Something that made me think of myself and everything around me differently. Ever since the first time I saw the words Morrowind on the screen, I was like, this is the wind of tomorrow. This is going to bring change. Morrowind is going to take us, or at least me, from being just another normal person to being something fantastic. And I was right. The magic system in Morrowind is very educational, because if you look at the magic systems on TV shows, they're just like, I made colored smoke come out of my hand, and it made something explode, or it burned my enemy, or it healed my friend, or something. But in Morrowind, you actually had to say, well, I'm going to do 1 point of healing for 6 seconds on target, or I'll do 1 point of healing for 6 seconds on touch, or I'll do 1 point of healing for 6 seconds on myself, or I'll do 2 points of healing, or I can even make it so it varies between 1 and 2 points, or 1 and 7 points, or 8 and 9 points. It was very logical, and that was what made me think of magic in a logical way. But I digress. This video wasn't supposed to be just talking about how great Morrowind is, and despite its really strange fighting, it is a really good game. But I have been on this journey to make the perfect class for so long because of Morrowind and because of all the other games that are like it. It's very difficult to choose which one I like more, health, magic, or stamina. And not everything is 100% clear on which one's more important. As a matter of fact, in games where you get the same amount of points no matter what to attribute to everything, obviously you can attribute everything to one stat, but you can also, if you so choose, put it all in 3 different stats, or in just 2. Complicated stuff. But now, how many years later? How long has it been? I think I was 19 years old the very first time I started up Morrowind on my Xbox. I'm now 34. It's had a huge influence from 19 onward, to the point that I decided to start practicing magic myself in real life. But I think the most important thing I've learned from making all these different classes of probably 1,000 characters since then is that, and this is both an awakening and an annoyance, but sometimes you awaken into a truth and it's not what you wanted. But that was exactly what it is. It's not about what you want, it's about what works. And in my exploration of all these classes, I found that it's about finding what works for you. It's not about the best class or the worst class, and there's no such thing as a perfect class. As a matter of fact, given the entire balance of power thing, There's always a flaw, and you're trading strength in one area for weakness in another area. So you just have to find what works for you and go with it. Now, I finally found what works for me. It was very difficult because I finally, after 6 years of trying to decide what was the perfect build, I came up with an actual chart that gave me a map and an idea of how to do it, and it was triangular. But a triangle didn't bode well for me, so I decided to make a 5-pointed chart, and that gave me the answer I was looking for. If you're still watching at this point, I want you to know that I already finished my point, that you just have to choose something that works for you over something that you just want because you want it or because you think you need it. But I'd like to say some other stuff too. The balance of power is such that you really can't have your cake and eat it too. There's no perfect class. There's no perfect system for making a character that can do everything and do it all perfectly. That's what I like about these games, is you can't just be good at everything without some kind of consequence. Right? Because there's 3 different stats: health, magicka, and stamina. And if you try to put everything in all 3, then you only have a third as much as if you put them in all 1. But if you put them in all 1, then you're really good at one thing and really bad at everything else. That's what I like. And it makes it really, really difficult to make a class, but it's realistic. Morrowind didn't just say, here's your game, go throw fireballs at something. It made you try, and it killed you a lot, and the difficulty was realistic, and it didn't scale. If you walked into a situation you weren't prepared for against an enemy that was too powerful, you're going down, just like in real life. I mean, if you're a tank, right? If you put everything in health, like I'm talking about with the 3 stats, put everything in health, not in magic or stamina, you can take a lot of hits, and you'll probably win in that game. But even if you're a tank, if you don't come prepared, you're going to get decimated by the right group of enemies. Or maybe the wrong group of enemies. So what am I trying to say? Just to sort of conclude and summarize. I found the right balance for me. I found the right class. It's called the Blue Savant. And it's something, I can't say I invented it, but I discovered it. And I don't want to really get into the details of what it is, just because it would take too long to explain. I have a chart. But I'm just happy that I found something that works for me. I think that's it.